NBA playoffs. As you know, the West is having a lot of good teams out there in the West. And
Flexing.
very much so. And there might be talks of maybe a reformatting of the NBA playoffs. Ty, do you think they should do it? If you think they should, how should they do it?
Again, I think we need to stick with the blueprint. The cool thing about the league, the cool thing about the association, they're moving forward. They're not afraid to tweak a few things, whereas baseball's been left in the dust because, America's pastime. They don't like to make changes. They're finally getting, the instant,
the baseball purists.
Yes, the purists, and finally getting an instant replay. But when we're talking about playoff structures, these things are set away in a way that certain records have to be, thought about. When you tweak the system, you start throwing off record books and asterisks, and you got to mention, prior to 2000 and whenever they do this, when the change was made. Not to mention, you really, really need a true Western Conference champion and a true Eastern Conference champion, and that's something to think about when you're throwing these schedules together.
I agree. I don't think that they should change anything to the playoff format. I like it just the way it is. East side versus West side. Choose your point and choose your side. Even though the East has been down the last couple of years, don't forget, the last couple of champions, Miami Heat, did come from the East Coast. So I think that they should just leave it the way that it is. Even though there have been rumors to say that they're going to take the top 6 champions from each division and the next 10 teams after that to make it a 16-team playoff. But still, like you said, Ty, you have to go back in the record books to say, starting in 2014, 2015, this team played this team. It can be LA versus Portland in the NBA Finals, and it's just something ridiculous. So
it's a lot easier to have a general understanding of a league to where you don't need to asterisk, where you can say, back in 2014 when these teams were in, the East was weak. Now, if we want to flip things and say, this team played against this many games against these teams, and these teams played these many games against these teams, and so this schedule should be, and they were kind of, it just throws a fork to things. So again, I said it last week, keep it simple, stupid.
Definitely so. You never know. Like I said, a team from East can make a run. The Bucks are a 6 seed right now. Maybe they can make a run into the second round and give troubles to a team in the first round. Maybe it's Toronto, maybe it's Washington that they might be matched up with.
Detroit's on a bit of a run here.
Detroit might be able to sneak in. Then say this, for example, you're a Golden State team. You got the number 1 overall seed. You went through the Western Conference. You're playing hard, and what is your reward? You have to play KD and Westbrook in the first round. Or let's say you're the Memphis Grizzlies. You got the number 2 seed. You've been playing well in the Western Conference. You're doing the same thing as the Warriors doing. And what's your reward? You have to play the defending champion, San Antonio Spurs, in the first round of the playoffs. I mean, those are the matchups that people like to see in the playoffs, Ty. Why get rid of a good thing?
Exactly. And you're in this conference based on your proximity to these teams. So it adds that extra incentive, that extra fire to the playoff. And people say, the NBA, these rivalries aren't as tough as it used to be. The players are too buddy-buddy. So when you face a team so many times, it only ignites everything. And, everything's on the wave, up and down. Okay? The Lakers used to be great, not so great right now. The Knicks, the Celtics.
Sixers.
It's not always going to be like this. Who knows what the league's going to look like in a few years where the East may come back and be the dominant conference.
Yeah, we never know. Right now, like you said, just keep it the way it is. I want to see these matchups. I want to see East versus West. I want to know who's the real champion and not the West North versus the West South that was the champion and everything. And it's like combining the NFC and AFC into a playoff structure. Just doesn't feel right.